Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, welcome. So today we're going to be working on a DIY project. As you can see, our cabinet here is caved in the back. Basically it's under the kitchen sink. It's just basically paneling that's stapled up to the boards. That's all that's really supporting it. However, we've put miscellaneous weight in here over the past few months. Typically we like to keep 1 or 2 bags of 10-pound potatoes. We get 2 bags sometimes because at Costco we get a large bag, and at the stores we get a smaller bag. We use the large ones for French fries and whatnot. So we keep some weight back there. We keep mixing bowls, trash can has a little bit of weight, things like that. But as you can see, it can't support really much weight. So we're going to go ahead and reinforce under the panel. We're going to pull everything out here and lift all the paneling out, and then we're going to make some framing. Do a little DIY project for you guys and show you how you can reinforce underneath some of your paneling that's just basically has no support. So if this something you guys see interesting and you want us to continue to make more projects like this, let us know, or hit that like and subscribe. We'll keep putting out this kind of content. We have a lot of other projects that we're going to be working on over time, and this is just one of many. So let's get started here, and we're going to hit the fast forward speedo so we can speed through this disassembly for you guys. As you can see here, we're going to be removing the cabinet doors and the hinges, because in order to get the paneling up, we have to remove all that so that it'll clear and be able to lift it out of there. So we're getting the doors off here, and then once we get that off, we'll be able to get that bottom paneling lifted up, as you'll see in just a moment here. We're going to get all these cabinets out of the way. Now we can get in there and start pulling all the staples loose and get that cabinet pulled free, that bottom shelf pulled free. And then right about now we got the shelf pulled out, so we could start getting in there and get to work. Everything looks good, so we're going to get out here and we're going to start putting our framing together. Okay, we got the first piece built here. We're going to get installed into the counter, so you can see what this is going to look like. Once we get it put in place, we're going to screw it down and put the top back on. Once we get the bottom piece mounted here, and you'll see where it's going to have support on the back where it didn't have anything. It was just literally stapled to that board that was screwed to the wall from underneath the paneling. So now it's going to have basically a support on the top, so it'll go from one side to the other. And then once we get that piece installed and in place, we're going ahead and going to make the center support so it has support all the way across the paneling. Reinforced to the back now. So now we're going to put one more support in the center, and that'll shore up the paneling. So when it rests on here, it's got good support. And then we're going to have support in the center. So that's going to be nice and solid, so that way we can store everything we want to store down there. You know, potato sacks and trash can weight's not too bad usually, but we store a couple of cereal things down there. And it's not a whole lot of weight, but obviously it's too much weight to support it. We actually had our inverter sitting down here when we first traveled down to Florida, and one battery, so that was probably overweighted in itself. The battery is actually probably lighter than the sack of potatoes though. So we'll be able to store what we need to down here and not worry about it caving in. Like I said, this is not a structural problem with the trailer or Jayco brand or anything. It's just, you know, this is areas where they like to cut corners because, you know, they intended this to be just a spot to probably stick your trash can. So we're going to make it for our use case, and that's going to be it. So we'll continue on. Okay, as you can see, we've added all the framing in. We've added the back piece there. We've rerouted the hose for the basement so we can clear that. We had to redo some of the wires because The HDMI line was tied up with the water hose. We can't move the water hose over because it doesn't have any additional length. Maybe we'll extend that later. But for now, we got a middle framing. We've added the side support that it didn't have. We're also going to add a little piece up here just so we keep this hose tucked away so we have good storage without bumping the hose. Because we don't want to jam stuff in there and keep jamming the hoses, so we're going to put it on a little ledge there. Right up there. Most of our weight we store, like the potatoes and stuff, over here. This is usually just like a couple of paper towels and a bottle of dish soap and a trash can. So the most of the weight we're concentrating on is going to be here over. So this is the perfect direction for the support all the way across. And now we're just going to use the thin paneling that we have, but it's supported well, so it won't start caving in with just staples to paneling basically is what they had. They really didn't have any that attached any solid way because they don't intend for somebody to put weight in these places. But this is what we intend to do. So we've reinforced everything. We're going to get the paneling back on and show you what that looks like. But first we're going to add a little strip right here. That's going to sit nice. We're going to have center support. We can push a lot of weight on there. It's not going to collapse. So it's staying good now. All the way around. As you can see, all we need is the paneling. We just needed something to support it underneath. Now we can throw our 10-pound sacks of potatoes and couple of cutting boards that we stick down, bigger cutting boards, trash can, which doesn't include too much weight, but sometimes it can get heavy with food, I guess, because we don't tend to run food down our holding tank. Obviously, we're very careful, keep our tanks clean. A lot of people have mixed opinions on holding tanks. We prefer, if we're in parks, to not use our tanks for anything but gray water matter, basically, and urine in the black tank keeps them really clean. We use the bacteria and whatnot, keeps them fresh. And same with the food. You don't want to run food particles in your tanks because over time those are going to stick to your tank. It's going to be a costly repair when you have if you have a trailer for a couple years down the road. If you're wanting to trade in a trailer every year, that's probably not a problem. But if you're going to keep any trailer for any duration, and you're running, just mild food particles, greases, and whatnot, that's all going to stick to your tank over time. So we wipe our pans and plates every time we wash them, and we keep our tanks really clean that way. So this is set up to hold our heavy supported weight, as you can see. Alright folks, I'm just going to wrap this one up. As you can see, we got a nice solid supporting surface now. We can put a lot of weight on it. It's usually one bag, but sometimes we have 2 bags of potatoes. This is where the weight comes in and was pushing it down, obviously. Now we can put them in there. Not have to worry. Keep our cereals in there for travel days. It's about the only time we usually eat the cereal. It's quick and easy to get out of the park. We keep a step stool in there. It usually goes sideways. Keep some white distilled vinegar for cleaning our machines. And that's about it. Occasionally we'll have a canned good in there. Oh, and some paper towels, of course. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for this week's DIY project, folks. You seen what we did? If you're liking this kind of content, you want us to continue with our DIY project content, posting it for you guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Peace.